Hey guys, how you doing? So today is the 29th of June 2022, and I just finished uploading my video regarding the two witnesses. I hope that has been a blessing to you, and I hope that it does help you as a Bible scholar. The next video that I want to do is I want to give my take, if you like, on the 144,000 mentioned in chapter 7 in the book of Revelation, okay? So a lot of Bible scholars have different opinions as to the role of the 144,000, okay? And I'm going to give you my opinion and analysis on what the role of the 144,000, like it says here, seal the servants of their God, okay? I hope this camera can focus well, okay? So I'm going to give you my opinion on the sealed servants of their God. In other words, the 144,000. Now, the 144,000 is to do with the fact that God or Jesus, He's going to select 12,000 virgins, like it says in the Bible here, from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so let us read Revelation 7, and then we unfold all this as we go along. Hopefully, this camera can focus well on these scriptures. Okay, that's a good focus. Okay. Now let's read chapter 7 and let me give you my analysis on this. Let me debunk this for the church, okay? Now I must say that this is my opinion. You might agree or disagree. But I think that by the end of this video, this will help edify a lot of Bible scholars. Okay, let's read, shall we? And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. Okay, so let's turn over the page and keep reading here. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. And of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000, and of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000, and so on. Just basically covering the 12 tribes, okay? And you know, the rest of it I don't think is too important in the analysis that I'm going to give you. I think I should move now over to where I believe most Bible scholars make errors with the 144,000. So let's move over to chapter 14, okay? Now, in Revelation 7, we just realized or found out that, 144,000 will be sealed, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? Now, this is a very important point that I want to make because I think a lot of Bible scholars add works to these disciples, okay? Just like a lot of people add works to the gospel of salvation, found in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 to 4, If you read Ephesians 2:8-9, it says that, let's go to Ephesians and then we'll come back to this is a big point that I'm going to make because this is an error that people make with the 144,000 disciples, okay? So Ephesians here, okay? Ephesians 2:8-9 says, For by grace you are saved through faith, and not of yourselves, it is a gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. Now, the biggest problem that Bible scholars are making with the 144,000 is adding works to those 144,000, okay? And that's wrong. That is wrong. Let me debunk that for you. You shouldn't add works to the gospel, and you shouldn't add works to the 144,000, okay? So I wanted to bring you here to Ephesians 2:9 to stamp it in your foreheads that the 144,000 cannot be given works, okay? Now, let me analyze this for you. Okay. Okay, now. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sang, as it were, a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. This is why you gotta use a King James Bible only, okay? Otherwise you get into a whole heap of trouble. Now, listen very carefully, don't have itchy ears, okay? Let us stick strictly to the prophecy here in Revelation 14 of what it's saying, okay? Let's not add, this is about no less and no more, okay? Key word here, no less and no more. Let's just simply stick to what the role of the 144,000 is, okay? Now, and no man could learn the song for 144,000 which were, okay, here's a key word, which were redeemed from the earth. Okay, redeemed. You know what that means? They were raptured. That's right. Okay. So these 144,000 disciples, which are the first fruits unto Jesus and unto God, they were raptured. Okay. Clearly here it says, which were redeemed from the earth. Okay. In other words, they were raptured from the earth. Okay. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb, and this is extremely key here. This is where Bible scholars get it wrong. This is where Bible scholars add works to the 144,000 seal, to the 144,000 seal. Okay, this is where Bible scholars might be mistake. Now, these are which follow the Lamb. Okay. So this 144,000, read this very key here. That's why, although Bible scholars might have really good knowledge about the Bible, unless they have extremely good analytical, elastic skills in thinking, they're going to get in a whole heap of trouble analyzing the Bible. Like I said in my previous video, the Bible requires someone who not only knows, good knowledge about the Bible, but equally important, someone who has the ability to think and analyze things to the deepest level, okay? Now, and you must read word for word, because word for word, it gives you the meaning as to what's happening here, okay? So let's recap. The 144,000 were raptured. They were redeemed from the earth, okay? They were raptured. Get that, okay? These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes. So in other words, the 144,000, they have to follow Jesus. Jesus is the Lamb wherever he goes. Okay, very clearly. These are they which follow Jesus wherever he goes. Now listen carefully. This is where Bible scholars make a big mistake. Now, a lot of Bible scholars that I'm seeing there on YouTube, they think that the 144,000, they are going to be out there preaching the gospel worldwide together with the angel, Not so. Not so. How so, you might ask? Okay. Because if you read here, these are they which follow the Lamb wherever he goes. Let me ask you something. Where is the Lamb? Where is Jesus during the tribulation period? In heaven. Jesus is in heaven dishing out his wrath, okay? His 7-year wrath plan, okay? And these 144,000, these are they which follow the Lamb wherever he is. So they must, if they have been raptured, okay, which were redeemed from the earth, if they have been raptured, okay, they have to be with Jesus in heaven, because they must follow the Lamb wherever he goes. Get that into you, okay? They must be with Jesus wherever he goes. So the 144,000 cannot be, on earth as disciples. Sorry, the 144,000 can be on earth as disciples, like most Bible scholars say, with the angel. No, they have to be with Jesus, because it says here very clearly that they must follow the Lamb wherever he goes. And where is the Lamb? In heaven, dishing out wrath. So the 144,000 who were raptured or redeemed from them must be with Jesus in heaven. Okay? Now, and these were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits. Now, they were redeemed because they were the first fruits unto God and unto the Lamb, which is Jesus. Okay? So a lot of Bible scholars are adding works, thinking that the 144,000 are going to be somehow be with the angel, okay, preaching the everlasting gospel. No, no. How can the 144,000 be preaching the everlasting gospel during the trib if, get this, in fact, they have to follow the Lamb, they have to be with the Lamb, they have to be with Jesus wherever he is. And where is the Lamb during the trib? In heaven, dishing out the wrath. That's why the 144,000 must be in heaven. They must follow the Lamb wherever he goes. Get that into your heads, people. Okay? That's the biggest mistake that Bible scholars make. Okay? They say that, oh no, the 144,000 will be disciples together with the angel who's preaching the everlasting gospel. No. How can they be preaching the 144,000? How can they be preaching with this angel, preaching the everlasting gospel, if in fact they have to follow the Lamb and be wherever he is? So Jesus in the trib, he is in heaven dishing out the punishment. And because the 144,000 have to follow Jesus wherever he goes, they have to be in heaven. Hallelujah. Okay, this is another debunking hallelujah moment that a lot of Bible scholars make. So, during the trib, what we're going to see are the two witnesses and the angel. Okay, now let's read here. The angel preaching the everlasting gospel. Okay, now, and in the mass was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. Okay, so this is about the 144 now. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel. Okay, so it says very clear here, another angel, okay, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. Now, let me ask you here, is there any Bible prophecy here that says that the 144,000 will be with the angel here preaching the everlasting gospel? No. This is the biggest mistake that Bible scholars make. They add works to the 144,000. The 144,000 will not be on earth preaching the everlasting gospel with the angel. They need to be following Jesus. See, they need to follow the Lamb wherever he is. And so during the trip, where is the Lamb? Where is Jesus? In heaven, dishing out the 7-year punishment. And so this 144,000 must be with Jesus, because they must follow the Lamb wherever he is. Hallelujah. Okay. Debunked. Now let's move forward. Okay. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. Okay, that's all we need. Okay, so in summary, what you need to realize, it's simple. We don't have to make this complicated. This is as simple as the gospel of salvation found in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 to 4. Jesus died on the cross and died on the cross, and then he was buried and rose again on the third day according to the scriptures. Okay, let us not add any words to the gospel of salvation, not to the 144,000. So just to recap, it's so simple. The 144,000 are just raptured people, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel as first fruits, like it says in Revelation 14:4. and no less and no more, okay? No less and no more. So stop any works. Stop any works in your thinking, okay? Saying that they are going to be preaching the everlasting gospel. With, the Bible makes it clear that there is no prophecy that says that the 144,000 will be preaching the everlasting gospel. It's only gonna be the angel, okay? The angel is gonna be the only one preaching the everlasting gospel, not the 144,000, because they need to follow the Lamb. And where is the Lamb? It's in heaven. So the 144,000 must be in heaven, attending to Jesus and God as the servants, okay? And Jesus will be dishing out his graph, 7-year graph on earth, okay? So this is another hallelujah moment for the church. So keep it simple, folks. Don't have works to the 144,000, which is unnecessary and not true. The role of the 144,000 is basically that they are raptured people, 12,000 each from the 12 tribes of Israel as first fruits, like it says in Revelation 14:4. Okay, these are they which were for them were from the first fruits unto God and the Lamb. Okay, and no more and no less, no more and no less. Stop any works to them. Okay, it's no more and no less. Or the role of the 144,000. They has been raptured from earth because they are the first fruits. They are the first fruits unto God and unto the Lamb, okay? And their role basically is just to follow the Lamb or Jesus wherever he goes. And during the trib, the Lamb is going to be, or Jesus is going to be dishing out the punishment from heaven. And so the 144,000 has to be with Jesus or follow Jesus wherever he goes. So they must be in heaven as well, not on earth preaching the everlasting gospel, which is a job of the angel. Okay, so stop any works to the 144,000. Okay, debunk. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.